Hey everybody, it's me, it's Lonk. Something I forgot about until the very end of this video, which I meant to mention here at the very beginning, is I now have a Twitter page. That's right, Lonk is now on the Twitterverse. So I appreciate it if you guys hopped on Twitter, gave me a follow. I'll share my thoughts on Mythgard and whatever random stuff falls out of my brain from time to time. So I'll keep it light, keep it fun as always. So check the description below. Appreciate you following me on Twitter. So that's all for me. Now on to the main feature. Welcome, my friends, and welcome to yet another Casual Tuesday. Today, I'm going to once again be playing somebody else's deck. This is a deck list that was posted on mythgardhub.com by my buddy Coolcat. He recently did a video where he gave his top 5 for the current season on the ladder, and I agreed with 80% of the list. And I will be sure to leave a link in the description below so you can go check out that video. And make sure you check out Coolcat's other videos as well. He's a fantastic content creator, highly recommended. But 80% of that list I agreed with. The ones I agreed with were green-yellow control, red-orange mid-range, Valkyries, and orange-yellow Aztec control, which I know is his preference at the moment. And this was on there as well. Blue-red rush. Now, if you remember, a few months ago, there was a version of this deck that used Rainbow's End as its path, and it was the aggro deck to play on the ladder. It was very fast. It could regularly win the game by turn 6. It was very powerful. And then the patch came along in October, and aggro in general got nerfed, but this deck got hit especially hard. The big difference was Demolition Speedway. It went from costing just 1 blue gem to be able to cast it to now needing 2. So that took away the turn 1 Strigoi Pup, turn 2 Demolition Speedway, get it for 4 damage, gain 4 life, which could often provide a huge boost to the deck. So, I mean, it's still been around and variations have popped up here and there, but overall this deck has not been a serious factor on the ladder. So to see it in his top 5, I really don't know about this deck. I wouldn't say this is in the top 5. I wouldn't say it's terrible either. It's definitely something you could play, through bronze, maybe a little bit into silver as well to help you climb. But I figured, you know what, let's give it a try. Let's see how it does. It's not as budget friendly as some of the other decks I've played, but there are only 4 mythic rares in here. And overall, I think it's only costs about 14,000 essence, something like that. So it's not too bad. But for red, we've got the usual culprits. We've got a full suite of rush minions. We got 4 daring trapezists. We have 4 Iron Belly Wyverns, 3 Panic Raiders, and 2 Wings of Abaddon. And the mythic rares we have in here are Oak of Dodona and Gigantomachia. If you don't have those already, those are pretty much all the red builds out there, so I recommend getting those mythic rares anyway. Most aggro decks, you don't want to go above 5 mana for your minions, but I think Gigantomachia is justified, and Magmatar is definitely justified as well. He's a big boy. He can just clear the way for your smaller minions, so definitely worth trying it out. Plus, we also have 4 Strigoi Pup, which can gain us a little bit of life. We also have 2 Ichor Feasts, which can replenish our hand. And blue, same thing. Not too many surprises here. We got rid of most of the enchantments, but there are a few Demolition Speedways in here. I think that's a good one to keep. Definitely can help break a board stall. Plus we have 4 of the Ironheart Thane, which is good against aggro. He's put in 2 copies of Frecky's Sidecar. That's one of the ones I kind of have some questions about. There's a copy of Kara Morning Wives, which is one of the mythics in here. Definitely worth putting in. 2 Valkyrie Enforcers, 2 Blackened Jotun, and 1 Magnus Thorson, which is our other blue mythic rare. So all the mythic rares in here are ones, if you don't have, probably worth getting because they're in basically every build with their color in it. So the idea is just going to be to play a bunch of minions, get in it for damage as fast as we can, and by taking out the Rainbow's End, we're able to put in even more minions and basically recycle them as needed with Journey of Souls. So let's dive into a couple games, see how this does. Yeah, there are a couple of cards I'm kind of questioning in this, but we'll see how the deck does first. And then afterwards, I'll probably give a few of my thoughts on it altogether. But today, this Casual Tuesday is going to be for science. We're going to figure out what works and what doesn't. All right, it looks like we have a match. Hopefully, maybe. All right, who do we got? We have Garnagoth. All right. This is a good little opening hand. What do I want to burn, though? Oh, Magmatar I don't think we're going to need for a while yet, so... Yeah, I think Magmatar's got to go, unfortunately. Play out Strigoi Pups. There you go. Now, let's see what the opponent's playing before I make a decision here what I want to do next turn. Alright, something in purple. Losing? Okay. Alright, Demolition Speedway, that's an easy burn. Burn that, we'll make the trade. Might as well. Then we'll play out the Ironheart Thane. And say go. Next turn, be nice to get another red. Like a Strigoi Pup or something like that. We can burn that, play the Iron Belly Wyvern. Volcanic Rizzy. So this blue-purple control, blue-purple mid-range. Alright. Tough decision here. I want to be able to play out that Wyvern, but I gotta burn a red. Ugh. Well, Wings is too good a removal. Guess the Oak is the odd one out. Although I hope this doesn't come back to bite me. I really do like the Oak. But something's gotta go, so let's get in for 5. Pass the turn. So our opponent could have Eraser and Shadow. Ensnaring Serpent. Huh, okay. Alright, so what I think I want to do is burn the other Demolition Speedway, play out Wings of Abaddon, take out the Ensnaring Serpent, because it just makes things immobile, right? Yeah, it doesn't affect Rush. And then, you know what? I think I just get rid of the Thane, actually. Because Demolition Speedway, if we get blocked up, could come in handy, so let's just play the Wings. We'll get in for 2 first. Take that out. Get in for 3 more. Opponent's down to 16, and we'll pass the turn. So we have a Magnus Thornton coming in next turn. That could prove to be useful. We have the Demolition Speedway. We could play on something to run it over. Ridgeway Troll. Well, what I think we do instead is we'll just play the Daring Trapezist. Get in for 2. And the opponent's in winter, so the Wings can take that out easily. We'll eat the Trapezist. Hit the Ridgeway Troll. Play out our Demolition Speedway. Get in for 5 more. And pass the turn. So we've got our opponent in a bind. Hopefully next turn we'll draw something I haven't burned. Alright, Ensnaring Serpent. Again. Ice Spike. Alright, that's going to kill it. That's a Gigantomachia. So we had another minion go to the Boneyard. We got Strigoi Pup back. So I think we just Gigantomachia that. Get in for 4. Put the opponent down to 6. And say go. So we're kind of doing it here. Our opponent's sure to have a response. Alright, Hyperborean. That's a little bit tougher nut to crack. How do I want to handle this? Say as piercing and overrun. Well, I think I just play out the Frecky sidecar. Get in for one. And just say go here, actually. So I'm going to take a little bit of damage from the Hyperborean. That's fine. But next turn, play out Magnus. Hopefully they don't have a Racer and Shadow to take out the sidecar. We haven't seen one yet, so who knows? Alright, that's a Black and Jotun. Okay. So what I'm going to do is slide over the Frecky sidecar. Play the Magnus. Unfortunately, I don't have the mana to use power, but I can still get in for 4 more on the opponent. Put him down to 1. And pass the turn. If I draw a Rush Minion, we can just win next turn. Brainstorm, the opponent's digging. So we got him right on the cusp here. I'm sure they're going to put something in front of Magnus. What you got, opponent? Yep, he's going to move his Hyperborean over. Is he going to make the trade? Healing Potion? Okay. So they make the trade because they're in winter, so they have Fragile. Burn another Brainstorm. We don't get a Rush Minion. Let's Ichor Feast. See if we can get there. Panic Raider. Don't have the mana for it, unfortunately. But okay, now we're gassed up, though. Alright, so we'll burn the Strigoi Pup. Actually, I kind of want to play that pup in front of... Oh, I don't have the mana for it. So, that can go. Instead, we'll play out the Einhar Thane. That'll soak up some damage in case we can't get through. We'll pass the turn. And next turn should just be able to put Panic Raider on the overrun, take out the opponent. I don't think this kind of deck usually runs Peach of Life. But you never know. We are on the ladder after all. Yogangam, okay. Samuzin, okay. As long as we have more than one, we'll be okay. Yep, we got him. So Panic Raider comes in. Get in for 2 and win the game. So we almost got stalled out, but we had just enough to get us across the finish line. So we were able to out-aggro our opponent. Looks like the mid-range kind of deck. So that's what you want to do with aggro. We're just able to win the race there. And we took a bit of a beating, but the important thing to remember is that your life total is a resource. It's not something precious you need to protect. And if you have to race, then just race them. Don't worry, if you win at 20 health or if you win at 1, it makes no difference. A win's a win. Which is why sometimes playing Magic the Gathering, there's a saying that 1 is not 0. So if your opponent's at 1 health, he can still do, the same things he can at 20 health. And 1 does not mean they've lost. I have won games of Magic at 1 health, and I've won games here on Mythgard at 1 health also. I believe there's even a mission that I was able to complete by doing so. So it has happened. But we were able to just get across the finish line thanks to our Rush Minion. Alright. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Best Necromancer. Like, naked? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Ooh, I like this opening hand. Be nice to have a couple more blue to play Magnus, but whatever. So, burn the Ichor Feast. Pass Strigoi Pup. Pass the turn. Say hi to the opponent. So, what's our opponent playing? Looks like some kind of red deck. Alright, got another Strigoi Pup. Alright, I think I just burned the Magnus. We don't have double blue, unfortunately, so play out Daring Trapezist. The opponent. Or rather hit the other Strigoi, hit the opponent for 2, pass turn. Then I'll wait and see what the opponent does. I'm not sure if I want to go Wyvern or Panic Raider next turn. Definitely want to hold on the Magmatar. That could be helpful in a deck like this. Alright, looks like our opponent's playing some sort of red-green. Pseudonomicon. Interesting. So that allows them to search for a card that they've already burned and add it to their hand. Can be a very powerful, very annoying card. I've run into it before. Do I want to burn? I think I burned the Wyvern. Play Panic Raider so I can draw another card. I need some blue. Let's get in for 4. Alright, that's the Jotun. That could be useful. Something to play at the top end that can punch through their defenses. Jotun's another one I'm kind of questioning in this deck. It's aggressive deck. I don't know how much he really helps. I mean, my experience in the past with Jotun is he's just been kind of underwhelming. Alright, that's a Night Hag. On the Panic Raider? On a 1-1? Okay. You can have that. Alright, that's Strigoi Pup. I think that's the one we burn. Or, yeah, I think Strigoi... Or do I burn the Trapezist, then I play out the Pup and the Wyvern? I think that's what I want to do. So let's burn the Trapezist. Play out an Iron Belly Wyvern. Get in for 5. And we'll play a Strigoi Pup. That eliminates Pseudonomicon. So our opponent played that a little early. Didn't have much of a defense set on the board, and we were able to just take out the artifact very quickly before they even had a chance to use it. I'm hoping they play something close to that Magmatar that I can, or excuse me, close to Night Hag that I can hit with Magmatar. Alright, that's definitely a good target. Oh, but the opponent moved over, so yeah, I think they're kind of on to our game. But that's no matter. We'll just burn the Einhard Thane. We'll take out that Reaver. Unfortunately, we can't play it right in the middle there, or else we could take both out. So it's a very good move by the opponent to do that. Again for a bunch more. Opponent's down to 9. And we'll say go. So we 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we just barely have lethal on board. But I'm sure they're going to have blockers to play out. Red-green is usually pretty heavy on the minions. only lost a Strigoi Pup so far, so they haven't lost any minions. Windish Giant. Alright, it's been a while since I've seen that. Just a big old 5/5. That's a Strigoi Pup. I think I just 2-for-1 that Windish Giant so I can still get in with the whatchamacallit, with my Iron Belly Wyvern. So we'll do 2 there. We'll do 3. Get in for 5. Play out the Jotun. Do I want to play right in the middle? No, we'll play it over here. I'll make him put a blocker in front of it. So pass the turn. And that's got overrun. So the opponent could have a drain life or something here. That would be kind of bad for us because it put them even further ahead on life, so they'd be even hard to take out. What do you have, opponent? Alright, we're still able to get in for lethal. We must have another blocker or something. I wonder if there's 7-ring ritual in this deck. That would make a lot of sense. That's kind of a pain. So we're only going to be able to get in for 2. Now our opponent's going to gain 2. So I think we power up. So our opponent can only gain 1. They're down to 6. Get in for 3. Then we'll play out a Strigoi Pup. We'll play out Einhard Thane. And say go. So we don't have quite enough to punch through. But green-red doesn't have any sweepers, fortunately. Unless there's something really obscure I'm not thinking of. I mean, they could have the Magmatar themselves. That would not be good. But their opponent also has their power they could use to heal themselves. So we'll see what they do. Next one we're getting back is a Panic Raider. That would actually be good. So we could just have that swing in somewhere and opponent scoops. So the aggro plan worked. We were able to just, this time, kind of just swarm the board, take over. So I made a couple more trades than I would like to have, but plan worked out. Alright, let's see if we can go 3 for 3 here. We're going to do one more. David KC. Alright, I know I've played him at least a few times. We're going second, so we already have 2 souls in our boneyard. That's good. Alright, we're going to burn the Strigoi Pup. Play out Strigoi Pup, say go.
Let's read.
So it looks like some kind of orange deck. It might be the red-orange mid-range. Using Journey of Souls as the path. It looks like we're going to be working towards a Kara Morning Wife, so I definitely want to hold on Demolition Speedway. Yep, there's your Recruiter. Alright, so I'm going to burn. Don't like the Frecky sidecar here. There's too many trapezes, too many rush minions I could take it right out, so I don't think it's long to live in this world. I think I'm just going to this turn power up Strigoi Pup, make the trade. And we'll say go. Next turn we can get that pup right back, burn it, play the Iron Belly Wyvern, get in for 3. So it's orange-purple. Some kind of peach deck, probably. Love me some peach. Alright, that's going to be a problem. So much for getting our minion back. And that's actually going to set us back considerably, because now we have nothing to do turn 3. But we can burn one of these. I don't want to play Demolition Speedway just yet. So I'm just going to get cheeky. Power up their minion. Pass the turn. So Ghoul took away our play for turn 3. That kind of sucks, but we have a bunch to do at the top end here. We have Valkyrie Enforcer. We have Magnus. We have the Jotun.
Hey there.
Alright, that's a Sword Saint. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do here, I don't want to bounce any of these, so I think Valkyrie Enforcer will go. And I will play out the Kara Morning Wives.
Is that all
And pass the turn. So sometimes opponents kind of forget that she gets bigger whenever they play out a minion, so they put something else in front of her to block. And in response, she just gets bigger. Next turn, I want a Demolition Speedway. I want to also play Daring Trapezist. Possibly take out the Sword Saint, get in for a bunch with Kara. The problem with Peach Control is that darn Peach of Life. It absolutely hoses aggro decks like this one. Although Ghoul is proving to be kind of a pain as well. Alright, we take 2. They gonna play anything else? Our opponent's thinking. Racer and Shadow. They have their power, so they can power it up, and that'll take care of Kara. Or they can put the Biting Blade on it, so they have options. Yep, they're going to power it up. Make the trade. Alright, sucks for us. Alright, that thing's got to die. That Ghoul's getting really, really annoying. So, I am going to... I think I just play the Trapezist. Power up said Trapezist. Take out the Ghoul. Probably should have done that a long time ago. But at least now the first minion I get back will be said Trapezist. I'll burn Einhard Thane. And say go. Next turn I can play Magnus. I can play Jotun.
Hey there.
Having that Kara Morning Wives banished, really not good for us. I wish our opponent had the Turn of Seasons as their power. That way I could just hit them in winter with Magnus, but that's never going to happen. So everything has more than 2 toughness. We're in a tricky spot here. So for now, I think I just... I don't want to have to trade with all these minions. So I think the plan is just going to be to play out Magnus. I think we just play Magnus over here. And if they want to switch their minions around, I'll make that trade. I'll play Demolition Speedway, take out Ninetail Vixen, which is going to get Racer and Shadow back because it could bring back spirits from the Boneyard. Yep, there's Racer and Shadow. That's a spirit. And I'll pass the turn. So they're going to just trade for the Magnus. I didn't look far enough ahead here. This is what Peach deck is good at. It's very good against aggro decks like this. It just wants to grind. It just gets you into this trap of having to grind until eventually it just kind of goes over the top and wins. But yep, play the Racer. Go ahead, crash it.
Fortune favors us.
Yeah, we're not in a good spot here. Biting Blade, sure, that's going to get him a bunch of life. Well, if we're going to crash the Iron Belly Wyvern, we might as well crash it into the biggest threat. Alright, we just drew Trapezes, got one back from the Boneyard, so let's burn one. Play out Wyvern. Take out Vixen. Oh, that has Lurker. Oh, jeez. Ugh, that's really bad. Alright. So let's take out Parry at the gates. Do some damage to the opponent. Pass the turn. And they just keep getting stuff back from the Boneyard. Well, really weird to see Peach Control using Journey of Souls, but it seems to be working here. They're able to bring their Racers and Shadow back. I don't think they even get Ephemeral. I think they just come back, right? Like, because that's the same one. Sword Saint? Sure. Get something else, Lifelink. And honestly, we didn't have a great chance against Peach Control because I've played Peach before. I love Peach. It's just built to hose aggro decks like this. Alright, let's see if I get something good. Magnetar would be great.
Leave it all on the track.
Wow.
All on the track.
Oh, I'm giving a thumbs up for that. That was excellent. Wow, was not expecting that. So, yeah, well played by the opponent. That was Peach Control. That's exactly what Peach Control wants to do. It wants to just keep throwing minions in front of you. It wants to make you grind, like Orange likes to do. And when you're playing aggro, you don't want to get into those grind fests. You want to be doing damage to the opponent. And they just would not allow us. So, well played by the opponent. That's Peach Control. And as for this deck, I'm kind of warming up to it a little bit. I was kind of down on it because it really doesn't have a way to deal with decks that like to go over the top. A lot of the decks that he listed in the top 5, like Green-Yellow Control, Red-Orange Midrange, they like to put big stuff onto the battlefield that are just hard to deal with. In the case of Red Orange Midrange, it's the enchantments, it's the Heaven and Hades that they get so much value, but and this deck really doesn't have a good way of dealing with like bigger minions and stuff. I mean, we have one copy of Gigantomachia, but you know, that's the only way we're dealing with large minions. Other than that, it's just all in on the aggro plan. Either we get in, get underneath our opponent and take him out quickly, or this deck just kind of burns out very quickly, and I don't think it lines up very well with what's going on in the metagame. A lot of the decks, especially control decks, are good at keeping aggro under control. I mean, Misanthropy on turn 5, that's always kind of tough to deal with, especially when most aggro decks win around turn 6, like this one does. But overall, I think this is a good deck. I think Cool Cat is onto something here. I do think Journey of Souls is an improvement over the Rainbow's End version. That being said, a couple changes I might think about making with this. Black and Jotun, kind of underwhelming. I think a giant staircase there would be kind of an improvement. It'd be nice to be able to take my minions and just pump them a little larger, give us a little bit more of a longer game. Plus, when you have giant staircase, it's nice to drop a rush minion on it, get in for a bazillion damage. Freckig Sidecar, it works in the Valkyrie build because you're playing, because of all the movement going on, you can move stuff over next to it and whatnot, and it works well with the mobility. It's also good at Reanimator because you can, when you get your big minion onto the battlefield, you can just play that alongside it, get in for a bunch of damage. But in this build, I'm not so sure about the Frecky Sidecar. When you're playing aggro, you want to have stuff to do each of your first few turns because you're trying to win fast, 1, 2, and 3. Is this a card I really would want to play on turn 3? I don't think this is the right minion for the job. This is one I really don't want to play. Against like red-orange mid-range, it's pretty bad. Even against some of the control decks with things like Poxbringer or Yava Virus, it's really not all that great either. So I don't know if that's one I would keep in here. I might consider, throwing in a Drain Life, maybe a Crimson Pact. I think maybe a couple Firesong Prodigies would be great in here too to give you a little bit of ignition, along with another 2/2. Ichor Feast, I might cut that down to 1, but overall, I like Cool Cat's take on this deck. I'm kind of warming up to it. Aggro can be a little tricky to play, especially now with the way the ladder is. Is it a top 5 on the ladder? I'm still not sold that it really is, but I think it's still a good solid deck altogether, and I think it's definitely something worth tinkering with if you want to try it out for yourselves. So, like I said, I'll leave a link to that, and also make sure you check out Cool Cat's videos. He's a good dude. Great content. Very entertaining. So that's going to be it for me today. Thank you for joining me once again. I will be back for ladder time on Thursday, and this week it's going to be blue-green combo Reanimator. I love me some Reanimator, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, I'll be back again next week with another Casual Tuesday. No idea what I'm doing. I don't know that far ahead. But thank you for joining me once again, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also, I'm now on Twitter. Completely forgot to mention that at the start of the video. So please check out my Twitter page. I would love to have some new followers. I'll keep it light, keep it fun. So I'll see you guys in the near future.